What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video we're going to talk about scaling out of your crypto positions, because overall we're here to make gains and it's important to have a plan in place. And just before we do that, please make sure you give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't done so yet. We want to reach 10,000 subscribers this year, so please help me by just clicking that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. And just one more thing I wanted to show you guys regarding Ethereum, which we spoke about in yesterday's video. So as I mentioned on yesterday's video, I drew this line here because this is the all-time high for Ethereum, from the previous one. And as I said, there will be resistance going through this. And as we can see, yes, it has not passed. Obviously, we haven't passed through the all-time high, so we may be wicked, but I wouldn't call this a breakthrough. So right now we're bouncing around here. As I mentioned on yesterday's video, there will be some resistance here. Once this breaks through, hopefully it does, that's when I'm expecting Ethereum to actually go a bit wild. So this is the current price of Ethereum. And just a quick look at the Bitcoin chart. This is of course a daily candle chart, and as you can see, we had a slight little drop of about 4% roughly in the last day, but no big moves at the moment. So then, how do we scale out from our positions? How do we come out with making a nice profit? Because something very important I have to tell you guys is, I know so many people believe Bitcoin is going to be reaching hundreds of thousands, and that is a possibility. Personally, I believe too, Bitcoin will reach much higher numbers. However, there's a big however here, because we have to be realistic too. Just like I was telling you guys that Bitcoin was a great buy. I mean, since last year, you guys know I've been telling you in May, June, July. I've been, I've done quite a few videos early on the year when nobody was talking about it, when Bitcoin was £5,000 or something around there. And I've been telling you guys to buy. The same thing I have to do is I have to tell you guys when I think, or how I think the best way is to come out and sell, because after all, we all want to make money. And yes, I believe Bitcoin will reach much higher numbers. However, we need to have a plan in place if you want to come out profitable, because, we have bull markets and bear markets. Right now, of course, we are in a bull market, which means the prices are going up. However, eventually there will be corrections. As I mentioned it many times before, there will be some heavy corrections and we will reach a bear market. But no, I'm not saying the bull market is over. I do think we still have steam to go. But it is important to know after all and have a plan in place, because you do not want to come out losing all your profits. So there are a few things you have to bear in mind. And one of the important things with everything is the traditional stock market, and that's a very important factor that could affect the prices in crypto too. So I know people say it's nothing to do with the stock market. I totally agree with that. However, there is a lot of correlation when it comes to price, and especially right now we have the whole US thing going on, right, with presidency and all that. Stock markets, if there's a big drop, Bitcoin will follow, or most likely will have some sort of correlation. And we have to bear that in mind, because even though right now we are in a bull market, if stocks for some reasons drop heavily, that could affect Bitcoin. So why am I telling you this, and what do I think about everything? And I know many people out there, see YouTube videos or others saying Bitcoin will reach $1 million. And I'm not saying that's not possible. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that will not happen straight in one cycle. So in other words, if someone bought Bitcoin in 2016 and didn't sell, let's say 2017 around the higher levels, basically had to hold their Bitcoin for over 3 years just to be back in profit or even break even. And that's not what we want to do. That's not what we want to be. We want to be in the bull cycle. Obviously, we can't time the top, but we want to try and sell when we are in nice profits, when we feel like, we've come a long way, and then we start scaling out position. When there's a next bear market, that's when we start scaling back in. For example, Ethereum reached $1,440 on the last bull market, right, in 2018. As I said, no one can know the top, but sell at a high level. And then, when the bear market came in, Ethereum reached under $100. That's when you want to scale back in. Again, no one can time the bottom too. But that's not my point. You can't time the exact bottom or the exact top. But we want to scale in times when we feel like we've made nice profits. So then what about this market? What about this cycle? What's currently going on? What am I personally doing? Now, me personally, I've been in this market a while. I didn't just start to buy the last couple of weeks or month. Like I know so many new people out there, because it's been all over the news and hype and all that. that's not when I came in. And you know, the funny thing is, or the interesting thing is, once the average person in the street talks about Bitcoin, that's the time I actually start selling. You know, there's a saying, when the media starts talking about it, that's when you start getting out of it. And it's so true, guys. I mean, look at the last cycles. And, you know, the people who make the real money are the people who buy it when no one is talking about it. When, you know, when I was mentioning it to you guys a year ago now, and no one, that video didn't even get 50 views because no one cared about Bitcoin. No one cared about Bitcoin. And that was the time to buy, you know. And right now, all the Bitcoin interest and everything is just so much higher because everyone is talking about it, because the price is going crazy. But this is not the time to buy. I mean, yes, you can buy now and still make money, but I mean, if you want to make the serious gains, this is not the time to buy. The serious gains are the time to buy when no one is talking about it, when people are fearful, when the markets are down, when the market is red, when there's blood in the streets, they say. That's when you buy. So then, what am I doing right now, and what do I think, what's next? So me personally, because I did start buying it a long time ago, I did start scaling out, guys. Because after all, no one knows where the top is, and when you're in such a nice profit, you can't afford all the time to wait and wait and wait, because one day that correction will come, and it won't be the small correction that people think that it's just a little dump, you know, towards the way up. It will be the dump, and then it will be followed by more and more dumps, and that's where we will go into a bear market. And you do not want that to happen to you. So guys, I'm not telling you now that we are in, you know, at the end of the bull market, because I do think that we still have a lot more to go. However, I'm just saying I've started scaling out because I've been in such nice profits, and you know, I can't afford taking the risks for the potential upside that we have more, and not taking or scaling out anything. But guys, I didn't sell everything. That's not what I did. I just sell in small positions all the time. So like this, I can guarantee myself all the time profits. Now, will I be upset that the price went up so much more? No, I won't, because I'll be happy I came out with a nice profit. And I know people that bought Ethereum, hundreds of Ethereums, not one, hundreds of Ethereums at $100. And they said when they double the money, they will sell it. And they did that. So they sold their Ethereum for $200 each. And you're talking about hundreds of pieces. And yes, that I would regret, because I would never sell them all at one time. And yeah, this is just someone I know. But look, everyone has their own strategies. And listen, this is just my opinion, my experience. I'm not telling you guys what to do. All I'm saying is, guys, you have to be realistic and you have to be prepared. And the last thing you want to do is hold your Bitcoin through the next bear market. Or some people actually don't mind doing it, but I'm not one of these people that wants to hold on for life. I want to be in and out, in and out, in and out. So while Bitcoin goes into a bear market, I can take this money and reinvest it in other things. And then, of course, buy back when, you know, when it's time to buy, and then ride through the next bull market. And that's just the way I want to do it. Some people just prefer putting a smaller amount of money and just leave it there forever. And that's fair enough. I can understand that. But ultimately, I'm here to make profits and then scale out and then scale back in when the time is right. And for me, this is just the best way, and it works for me. And also, one thing I will always never do is I will never sell 100% of my position. I will always keep a very small amount of Bitcoin, for example, something that I can forget or afford to forget about or afford to lose or whatever it is. Just not think about it and just let it there forever. But that is like a small amount. So this is just my strategy or my thoughts. But guys, I'm not telling you here right now that this is the end. I don't think this is the end. I think this year will be a long ride. However, there will be ups and downs, but I'm talking about in general as a bear market and a bull market. This is something important to understand, and it's important to be realistic too, and it's important to know everything else that goes on in the world, for example, the stock markets. But on the other hand, all this money printing and all this stuff going on in the world is actually good for Bitcoin in ways. So we do have to realize everything else that goes around. But this is just my personal opinion. And no, I didn't sell everything. I'm still holding on because I do believe there will be higher numbers. However, I can't afford taking the risk with my whole position, because ultimately you have to think also, what if it doesn't happen? And if you're already in such a nice thing, profits, then you always have to scale out in smaller positions. Don't sell everything, always small positions, scale out. So you can always make sure that whatever happens, you came out with a profit. And that's the key here for me personally. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please give this video a like. And if you want to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum from the best exchange with one of the best fees, make sure you check the link in my description of this video. And not only that, by signing up through my referral link, you will get some free Bitcoin. And thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you on my next video. Bye now.